Hi, hello everybody. If you're there and ready to play, let's have your names on the chat. Richard. Hi, evening, John. How's you and Bob? Good, good. Evening, Stacey. Take the good back all safe and sound. Evening, Stephen. Jeanette. And a wolf for cotton. Just sitting with all those Geordies on Thursday didn't disturb you too much, Stacey, yeah? Good lad, good lad. I can't believe this. We're waiting on June. Oh, excellent, Stacey. Are you okay, June, or not? Am I coming through loud and clear? Already in Caroline on the night they're both. Well, I think Eddie's playing snooker or something, and Davey's playing dominoes, so they're both out. Yes, I can see it, June. As long as you can see me, or certainly hear us. You're probably better off shutting your eyes and just listening, but anyway. Right, with the subjects for tonight. 1 is general knowledge, 2 is geography, 3 is pop, 4 is food and drink, 5 is monsters, 6 is TV, 7 is connections, 8 is films, 9 is Cockney rhyming slang, and 10 is odd one out. You may have noticed something there, June. Did you get all those subjects, June? There's no sport. Just for you, there's no sport this week. There you go. Right. As I say, I know Eddie and Carol aren't on this week, so that's a full house. Other than that, we've got our 5 teams. Oh, yeah, of course, Dawn will be happy with that as well. Okay, we'll start with question 1 on general knowledge. Number 1. Which Beatle led the way across the zebra crossing on the Abbey Road album cover? Which Beatle led the way across the zebra crossing on the Abbey Road album cover? Question 2. What is the speed limit on a German motorway? What is the speed limit on a German motorway? Question 3. In which year did Royal Mail introduce self-adhesive stamps? Was it 1981, 91, or 2001? Which year did Royal Mail introduce self-adhesive stamps? 1981, 91, or 2001? So you didn't have to lick them out, the old ones. Question 4. Which world-famous musician was born Farrokh Bulsara in Zanzibar in 1946? Which world-famous musician was born Farrokh Bulsara in Zanzibar in 1946? And question 5. What does a somnambulist do? What does a somnambulist do? Excuse me. Okay, question 2 is on geography. English cities. English cities. According to gov.uk's list of English cities. Question 1. Which city is first alphabetically? Gov.uk's list of English cities. Which city is first alphabetically? Question 2. Which city is last alphabetically? Which city is last alphabetically? And the last 3 parts. Which 3 cities begin with the letter N? N for November. Which 3 cities begin with the letter N for November? We got your answers down. Senders are ready. Dawn's ready. Oh, Stacey's ready. June's ready. Richard's ready. And Stephen's ready. We may get finished early tonight with our kid not being on. We don't have to wait 4 hours for him. Okay, general knowledge. The Beatle that led the way across the zebra crossing was John Lennon. Speed limit on a German motorway. There is no limit. Go as fast as you like. Royal Mail introduced self-adhesive stamps in 2001. Farrokh Bulsara was the birth name of Freddie Mercury, and he is somnambulist, is a sleepwalker. List of English cities. The city that's first alphabetically is Bath. Last alphabetically is York. And the three cities that begin with the letter N are Newcastle upon Tyne, Norwich, and Nottingham. Let's have your scores. Good start, Richard, on 9. Stephen on 8. June on 8. Dawn on 9. And Stacey on 7. We've got Stacey on 7, Stephen June on 8, Dawn and Richard currently out in the lead by 1 point on 9. And we're going to round 3 on pop music. Which songs with the word song in the title were UK top 20 hits for the following artists? I'll give you the years as well. But which tracks with the word song in the title were UK top 20 hits for? Number 1, Neil Diamond in 1972. Neil Diamond in 1972 had a top 20 hit with the word song in the title. What was the title? Number 2, Richard Ashcroft in 2000. Richard Ashcroft in 2000. Number 3, Howard Jones in 1983. A classic from Howard Jones in 1983. Number 4, Beautiful South in 1989. Beautiful South in 1989. Excuse me. Number 5, Sarah Bareilles in 2007. Sarah Bareilles in 2007. That's Bareilles, Bareilles. Question 4 is food and drink. Number 1, if you're eating escargot in a French restaurant, what would you be eating? Rabbit, snails, or frog's legs? You're eating escargot. You're eating rabbit, snails, or frog's legs? Got 2. How many bottles of champagne are there in a Magnum? Is it 2, 5, or 10? How many bottles of champagne are there in a Magnum? 2, 5, or 10? 3. What is the most widely eaten meat in the world? Is it chicken, beef, or pork? It's the most widely eaten meat in the world. Chicken, beef, or pork? Question 4. What does it mean about the taste if a wine is described as brut? B-R-U-T. Does it mean very dry, very sweet, or does it mean sparkling? What does it mean if a wine has brut on the label? Is it very dry, very sweet, or sparkling? Question 5. In which country was ice cream invented? Was it Italy, China, or Turkey? Which country was ice cream invented? Italy, China, or Turkey? You got those answers? Send your readies through. That sounds like instead of something cash, doesn't it? Send your readies through. June's ready. Stacey's ready. Richard's ready. Stephen's ready. And Dawn's ready. Zipping through it tonight. Pop music with songs with the word song in the title. Neil Diamond in 1972 had a hit with Song Sung Blue. Richard Ashcroft in 2000 had A Song for the Lovers. Howard Jones in 83 was New Song. Beautiful South in 89 was Song for Whoever. And Sarah Bareilles in 2007 was Love Song. I'm not gonna write you a love song because you asked for it. I don't know whether that helped you or not, but that was the song. Went out like that. Food and drink, escargots in a French restaurant or snails. How many bottles of champagne are there in a Magnum? That's 2. Most widely eaten meat in the world is pork. The wine is described as brut. It's very dry. And ice cream was invented in China. China. Let's have your scores. I'm not gonna write you a love song. Oh, that was a bad round for you, Stacey. 10 altogether. Richard, 5. Ooh, this is a stinking round. Dawn, 7. Jim, 16. Stephen, 7. Richard, 15. June 4 gives you 12. Good grief. I didn't think they were too bad, but anyway, it proved to be. So we have Stacey on 10, June on 12, Richard on 14, Stephen on 15, and Dawn just one ahead on 16. See if these two are any better. Question 5 is on monsters. Monsters. Question 1. What type of monster is traditionally hurt by a silver bullet? What type of monster is traditionally hurt by a silver bullet? Question 2. Which film features monsters called Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan? Which film features monsters called Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan? Excuse me. Question 3. Which literary monster is loosely based on the Romanian Vlad Tepes, also known as Vlad the Impaler? Which literary monster is loosely based on Vlad the Impaler? Question 4. Which 1933 monster film is the only major film to have spawned a sequel in the same year? Which 1933 monster film is the only major film to have spawned a sequel in the same year? Question 5. Which novel by John Wyndham featured man-eating plants trying to take over a world of blinded people? Which novel by John Wyndham featured man-eating plants trying to take over a world of blinded people? Question 6 is TV. Sitcoms. TV sitcoms. Question 1. What was actor Roger Lloyd Pack's character nickname in Only Fools and Horses? What was actor Roger Lloyd Pack's character nickname in Only Fools and Horses? Question 2. Hercules was the name of the horse in which early sitcom? Hercules was the name of the horse in which early sitcom? Question 3. Who played Patrick Trench, Victor Meldrew's neighbour in One Foot in the Grave? Who played Patrick Trench, Victor Meldrew's neighbour in One Foot in the Grave? Question 4. Which sitcom was set in the offices of Globelink TV News? Which sitcom was set in the offices of Globelink TV News? And question 5. What was actor Roger Lloyd Pack's character name in The Vicar of Dibley? Just looking for his first name. What was actor Roger Lloyd Pack's character name in The Vicar of Dibley? And you got your answers. Just send you ready through. Stacey ready. Stephen ready. Richard ready. Dawn ready. There's June ready. Okay, question 5 was monsters. What type of monster is traditionally hurt by a silver bullet? That's a werewolf. The film that features monsters called Mike Wazowski and James P. Sullivan was Monsters, Inc. The literary monster based on Vlad the Impaler was Count Dracula. The 1933 monster film that had a sequel in the same year was King Kong. And the John Wyndham novel featuring man-eating plants was Day of the Triffids. Excuse me. TV, Roger Lloyd Pack's character in Only Fools and Horses was Trigger. Hercules was the name of the horse in Steptoe and Son. Patrick Trench in Victor Meldrew's neighbour in One Foot in the Grave was played by Angus Deaton. Sitcom set in the offices of Globelink TV News was Drop the Dead Donkey. And Roger Lloyd Pack's character name in The Vicar of Dibley, he played Owen. Owen. Dawn 7, 23. Stephen 10, 25. Cracking round, Stephen. Richard 8, 22. Stacey 10, 20. Old couch potatoes, is he? And June 9 is 21. Better scores in those rounds. We've got Stacey on 20, June on 21, Richard on 22, Dawn on 23, and Stephen and Jeanette out in front with a 2-point lead on 25. Hi. Old couch potatoes, Stephen. Well, that happened every night in the crowning, Ankara. Don't you just miss those days? Nah, not really. I know. Okay, question 7 is on connections. First part. What is the world's most southerly capital city? What is the world's most southerly capital city? Question 2. Which actor did Jennifer Aniston marry in July 2000? Which actor did Jennifer Aniston marry in July 2000? Question 3. Who played the title role in the television series Dr. Kildare? Who played the title role in the TV series Dr. Kildare? Question 4. Which 1999 horror film about student filmmakers in the backwoods of the USA cost $750,000 to make and grossed over $250 million? That's a fair profit. It's a 1999 horror film about student filmmakers in the backwoods of America. Cost $750,000 to make and grossed over $250 million. And question 5, what is the connection between those 4 answers? 5, what is the connection? Excuse me. Question 8 is films, the 1990s. The 1990s. Question 1. Who played the role of John Hammond, creator of Jurassic Park in the 1992 movie? Who played the role of John Hammond, creator of Jurassic Park in the 1992 movie Jurassic Park? Question 2. In which Disney movie does the song A Whole New World feature? In which Disney movie does the song A Whole New World feature? Question 3. Who played Queen Victoria in 1997's Mrs. Brown? Who played Queen Victoria in the 1997 film Mrs. Brown? Question 4. Who played Count Dracula in 1992's Bram Stoker's Dracula? Who played Count Dracula in the 1992 film Bram Stoker's Dracula? And question 5. Who played the medium Oda Mae Brown in 1990's Ghost? Who played the role of the medium Oda Mae Brown in the 1990 film Ghost? Let's have your readies when you're ready. Richard ready. Stephen Janetta ready. Stacey, a 10 out of 10. That's very presumptuous, Stacey. Interested to see your score now, Stacey. Okay, Stacey's ready. John's ready. And June's ready. Excuse me. Okay, connections. The world's most southerly capital city is New Zealand's capital, Wellington. Jennifer Aniston married Brad Pitt in July 2000. Dr. Kildare in the original TV series was played by Richard Chamberlain. The 1999 horror film that made all that money was The Blair Witch Project. And the connection, Prime Ministers, Wellington, Pitt, Chamberlain and Blair. British Prime Ministers. The 1990s films, the role of John Hammond in Jurassic Park was played by Richard Attenborough. The Disney movie that contains the song A Whole New World, that's Aladdin. Queen Victoria in Mrs. Brown was played by Judi Dench. Count Dracula in Bram Stoker's Dracula was played by Gary Oldman. And Oda Mae Brown in Ghost was played by Whoopi Goldberg. Excuse me. Send your scores through. Richard 8 gives you 30. Stephen 8 gives you 33. Dawn 8 gives you 31. Excuse me. June 9. Good round, June. Gives you 30. Stacey, did you get your 10 out of 10? Could well be, Richard. Could well be. All right. Can't say it, Stacey. Hasn't come through yet. 7 out of 10, mate. That gives you 27. So we've got Stacey on 27. Richard and June both on 30. Dawn on 31. And Steve and Jeanette still a 2-point lead on 33. That's 2 rounds. Cockney rhyming slang. Hey. Only was anybody there from down south. By south, I mean south of sort of Middlesbrough. Okay, what are the following phrases Cockney rhyming slang for? My one, apples and pears. Apples and pears. Number 2, a Ruby Murray. Ruby Murray. Three, whistle and flute. Whistle and flute. 4, butcher's hook. Butcher's hook. 5, pork pies. Pork pies. Well, those Cockney rhyming slang phrases meaning proper English, basically. In your last round, round 10, is odd one out. Odd one out. First part. Which of the following bones is not in the leg? The patella, the tibia, or the radius? Which of those bones is not in the leg? The patella, the tibia, or the radius? Question 2. Which of the following authors was not born in England? Which of the following authors was not born in England? Graham Greene, H.G. Wells, or Arthur Conan Doyle? Graham Greene, H.G. Wells, or Arthur Conan Doyle? Question 3. Which of the following films was not based on a novel by Stephen King? The film was not based on a novel by Stephen King. Carrie, The Thing or Misery? Carrie, The Thing or Misery? Question 4. Which of the following is not the name of a Bond girl? The following is not the name of a Bond girl. Pam Bouvier, Vanessa Kensington, or Mary Goodnight? Which is not a Bond girl. Pam Bouvier, Vanessa Kensington, or Mary Goodnight? Excuse me. And question 5, a nice challenging one to finish on. Which of the following is not the colour of any of the Teletubbies? Which is not the colour of any of the Teletubbies? Blue, yellow, or green? Blue, yellow, or green? When you're ready, send your readies through. Stacey ready. Richard ready. Stephen ready. June ready. And Dawn ready. Okay, the Cockney rhyming slang. Apples and pears, stairs. Ruby Murray, curry. Whistle and flute, a suit. A butcher's hook is a look. Just take a butcher's hook, a look. And pork pies are lies. He's telling porkies. Which of these bones is not in the leg? Patella, tibia, or radius? That's the radius. Patella is your knee joint, and the tibia is your shin bone. Which author was not born in England? That was Arthur Conan Doyle. He was actually born in Edinburgh, in Scotland. Which of the films was not based on a novel by Stephen King? That was The Thing. Carrie and Misery, both Stephen King novels. Which one was not the name of a Bond girl? That was Vanessa Kensington. Mary Goodnight and Pam Bouvier are Bond girls. And which colour is not the colour of the Teletubbies? It's blue. There's a purple one, but it's not blue. And there's definitely yellow and green. Then you've got your final scores. Oh, 10 out of 10 for Richard. Gives you a stonking 40 points to finish on. 9 out of 10 for Stacey, gives you 36. 9 out of 10 for Dawn, gives you 40. 8 out of 10 for Stephen, gives you 41. And June, 7 out of 10, gives you 37. Excuse me. So you've got Stacey on 36, June on 37, Richard and Dawn both on 40, and sneaking in by 1 point, Stephen and Jeanette. Well done, guys. It's some oldies you need, Stacey. Somebody about my age. You know, like ancient. Yeah, well, I hope you all enjoyed it. See you all next week. Watch what you're doing. Thank you very much, and good night. Good night. Oh, excellent. Don't you enjoy yourself? Okay, cheers, everybody. See everybody else next week. Bye now. Bye.